What's good with y'all, boys? Welcome back to the episode of Rand Cobb Everything Sports Podcast. Today we're here to break down our NFL locks of the week. Ray's coming off a good week, and that brings him to 17, 11, and 1. And I'm currently sitting barely in the positive side at 15 and 14. So, Ray, what is your first NFL lock of the week?
My first lock of the week is going to be Cowboys -9 versus the Seahawks. I think that the biggest locks of the week have been the Cowboys playing not so great teams. I mean, every time the Cowboys play a not so great team, they beat them by 30. I don't see that changing this week. This Cowboys team is really, really starting to heat up. I cannot wait to see them. They have a tough, 4-game stretch towards the end of the season where they have to play some really good teams, including the Eagles again at home. So I really, really am excited to see how this Cowboys team is going to match up towards the end of the year. But for now, continue to bet on them beating up on bad teams. So that's why I have them covering 9, and I would even go up to probably 15 or 16 points against the Seahawks.
Yeah, plus they're playing at home and Gino still banged up. I also took their 9 points as well, so I'm going to move on to my second bet. For my second lock of the week, I'm taking Kansas City -6 versus Green Bay at -115. This Kansas City team, I really think they're starting to click. I really think they kind of turn around. Last week against the Raiders, it was the first week that the offense looked at the defense said, the defense may not have it today. Being down 14, after that, they went on a 31-3 run and to finish off the game. They put up points in the second half. I know, they haven't scored points in the second half. But I think this Kansas City team is really, really starting to turn around. Rasheed Rice. He had his best game as a Kansas City Chief, playing had over 108 yards, had a touchdown. I think he's going to look to be their number one receiver, even though what Kelsey brings to the table as well. And they're even just bona fide top 3. I mean, they've got young talent all around on all sides of the on all halves of the ball. So I love what their defense brings to the table. And like I said for the longest time, if their offense was the biggest concern, this team is a force to be reckoned with. So I love Kansas City at -6 versus a Green Bay team that's going to be flying high off Thanksgiving win against a good Lions team.
Then for my next lock of the week is going to be the second biggest locks of the NFL season so far, and that's betting against the Panthers. So give me Bucks -5.5. Don't get me wrong, I've liked this Bucks team since the start. They've kind of slowed down a little bit since the start. I thought they were going to really win the NFC South, which is still have a shot. I'm not killing them out yet, but we know one team that's not is going to be the Panthers. This Panthers team is no good at all. They're going to need a lot of work in the offseason to get to anything next year. So for now, I'm going to take the Bucks -5.5, and then I'm going to bet against the Panthers in every game going forward.
Yeah, I was just looking at the game. I didn't take it, but I definitely thought about it. My third lock of the week, I'm taking Detroit -4 at the Saints at -110. Now, this Detroit team is coming off their one and only pretty bad loss of the season against a pretty average to below average Green Bay team. So I do think that Dan Campbell's going to turn rather the troops, get them ready to play against a mid at best Saints team. So I'm looking forward to a big bounce back week. Like I said, this Saints team is not good. Derek Carr's been like that. I understand that they are being at home, so that's definitely going to help them out a lot. But I think that after that bad loss to a pretty mid to below average Green Bay team, that Dan Campbell will get the team ready to go. I think that Jared Goff will play better. And, we know what they bring on the offside of the ball. I like to see their defense to be a little bit better, but I do like they're playing a pretty mediocre team in the Saints. And so I think 4 is a give me.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that line, or I 100% would have taken it. The Lions are way more than 4 points better than the Saints. So I guess at home and NFL home games are a different breed, but I just don't see any way that this Lions team, either I don't see how they can keep it close. Either the Saints will win or the Lions will blow them out. Then next up for me, I have the Jags -8 versus the Bengals. To me, I think it's about time to go ahead and call it on the Bengals season. I mean, without Joe Burrow now, just go ahead and call it. I mean, the Jags also are a good team too. Let's not count them out by any means. I mean, they're 8 points better than this Bengals team. I think earlier on you could be like, well, maybe the Bengals will finally come alive. This Bengals team is dead. Just go ahead and start putting the dirt on top of the grave. I mean, this Bengals team is over with, and this Jags team is very much alive on every stage of the game. I mean, their defense and offense is both cooking. So I just expect the Jags to show how much better they are than the Bengals.
I've definitely been pretty high on this Jags team the whole year, so I do like that line as well, and I do think they'll cover that. For my fourth lock of the week, I'm taking Jackson Smith-Njigba versus the Cowboys in the Thursday night game, going over 39.5 receiving yards at -113. Now, this is probably my only really risky bet because he's gone over the 6 out of their 7 games, and the one game he didn't hit, he had 34 receiving yards. But I think if he gets the targets, he'll smash this line, and I do think that they'll be down against a good Cowboys team. I think that they'll be down by I don't know probably 14 before halftime. I don't really see this game being close at all. So I do see either whether it's Drew Lock or Geno Smith really having to pass the whole game, and he's really good. He's a really good receiver. I understand he hasn't really even been popping off as much, but I can see him really having a breakout game. I think they'll probably lose this game by a substantial amount of points, but I do think I can see him going over, getting 60 yards, getting maybe 65, 70 yards. So I do like Jackson Smith and Jigba over 39.5 receiving yards.
That's going to be our NFL locks
I
of the
got
week.
one more, my boy. I got
Oh,
one more.
one more.
I hope it's not
Hot
by
and
this
heavy.
bet because last time I added in a bet, it screwed me. But I like Keenan Allen over 7.5 receiving yards at minus 120. This man is a target magnet. He's averaging 8 receptions for the season and 10 receptions his last 5 games, and he's averaging 10 targets per game over the season. So I think that he'll be able to smash this line. They are playing a terrible Pats team, but I am taking Keenan Allen over 7.5 receiving or receptions.
Now that's going to be the end of it for us. We're going to lock in this week. Got to go a smooth 7-0, and we'll see y'all boys
Make
next
your
week.
bread.